Hello Animorphs fans and welcome back to the Animorphs universe. Today we got a bit of news. It's not often we get news, but when we do, I love it because it means I can do one of these videos and I don't have to spend hours and hours doing research for analysis. But this is important news. It's not just a means to get out of doing a big video. It's about the graphic novels. So these doohickeys here. Okay, we've got the first four. 5 is due to come out in August, so that's not too far away. Best get your wallets out for that if you haven't already. And then book 6 has been confirmed for, I believe, March next year, that being, of course, The Capture. And the front cover for that has recently been put up, so I've given my opinions on that. I'll link to that video at the end. I quite like it, it's alright. But today we're talking about something that apparently Chris Grine said, and we have got a quote about this graphic novel. And it came to me in the Animorphs Discord through Logan, who does the Seropedia, an excellent source of information, by the way. If you don't use that, you probably should be, as well as Little Me. Use them in tandem, of course. But it was actually J.D. Marsh first who said something along the lines of, so apparently if it's true, Grine is omitting the tiger dream sequence where Jake is hunting Tom. His reasoning is that it doesn't pay off until way late in the series and thus makes the capture too bloated. J.D. Marsh had doubts about whether this was true or not, but Logan from Seropedia confirmed the rumour. Not a rumour, that's true. His explanation for it basically was, it bloated the book and the payoff doesn't come until the end of the series. The graphic novel series won't get that far, and if it somehow did, I wouldn't be attached to it, so that's not my problem. He seems to be a bit burnt out on this series anyway. I honestly do expect book 6 to be the last. So there's a fair bit to unpack here, and I wouldn't say it's all doom and gloom, but it's obviously not good news either. So straight from the horse's mouth, the Tom dream sequence has been cut out of book 6. I recently did the analysis for Tom, so it's very fresh in my mind. And I'm not actually too upset about this, and I'll explain why. At first I did say it was sad news on the Discord. I said it was sad news because the last thing you want is for bits to be cut out of these books. For obvious reasons. It was a good moment in the book, the dream sequence being Jake chasing Tom in the jungle in his tiger morph and pouncing on him, and then at the last minute swapping positions with Tom and the tiger's jumping at him instead. Oh, Lila, what are you meowing at? Come on. I can't hold you too close though, because of the microphone. Do you want to do this video with me? What was I going to say? Chris Grine says that the payoff doesn't come to the end of the series, and I understand why he says that. Because it is almost an exact replica of what happens. It's almost a perfect foreshadowing. It isn't a perfect foreshadowing because there are some details that are different, so it's not like a perfect foreshadowing of what actually happens in book 50. But I believe the whole point of the dream sequence is to establish that Jake realises that it's him or his brother. At the end of the series, one of them has got to go. One of them will kill the other, inevitably. And so it is a good bit of foreshadowing. But the reason I'm not too upset about this going away is, well, there's two reasons. One, it allows Chris Grine to concentrate on the other aspects of the book, because if you've seen book 4, The Message, you'll probably be in the camp that agrees that the quality has dramatically dropped since, say, book 1. There does seem to be a lot of burnout, and to Chris Grine's credit, you know, why wouldn't he be? It's a lot of work. It is sad that the quality has dropped, but, you know, taking stuff out of book 6 may increase the quality of the other stuff in there. So that's probably going to be a positive of that. But the other reason I'm sort of okay with it is we've already had this foreshadowed in the Animorphs series. Remember, all the way back in book 1, and this was adapted in the graphic novel, where Marco says, well, what if you have to kill your brother? Basically the same thing. The only difference is the dream sequence puts it into sort of a metaphorical vision rather than just Marco stating it. But yeah, we already have that foreshadowing in place, so theoretically the dream sequence is redundant. It's just very pretty and a very metaphorical way to put it. Is it necessary? No. Is it an exact foreshadowing of what's to come? No. So therefore, I'm okay with it not being there. Some of you may disagree with me, and of course you're free to do so. Of course, I'm right as usual. What do you think of that news that the dream sequence... And there were a few. It happened a few times during that book. And there is a scene where Jake talks about it with the other Animorphs, I believe, in book 6 towards the end. Was there? I'm not sure, actually. Regardless, what are your thoughts on it being cut out from the book? Are you sad about that? Do you understand it, like I do? Or do you think it's just a cop-out? I don't think it is. But it is true that the quality of the books has diminished, not completely. It's just noticeable. If you look at book 1 and then book 4, you see that there is a significant difference in the quality of the work that's been put into it. I'm hoping book 5 picks it up again. That 4 is just an anomaly. But we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. The review will probably come out in August, of course, because that's when we get it released. But Chris Grine says that, of course, he's not going to be there by the end of the series, and nobody expected him to get all the way. It was a question of, will he finish at book 6? Logan seems to think that's the case, that it's going to end at book 6. We've had no confirmation of further books to come, even though they're pretty much finished, books 5 and 6, as far as I know. Maybe book 6 isn't quite finished yet, but it's certainly got the cover, so it can't be that far off. Will we get a book 7 adapted graphic novel? Officially, probably not. Maybe down the years, maybe if a movie does eventually come out. There's been no news on that, by the way. But it's not been taken down off the Picture Star website, so it's still apparently there. Who knows what the future will bring? Hopefully it'll be positive news. I have enjoyed the graphic novel run for, the nitpicky little criticisms I have about it, but then I have nitpicky criticisms about everything, so don't take it too far. I think Chris Grine, on the whole, has done a grand job. And fair play to him. He put the effort in. Wasn't perfect, but nobody expected it to be perfect. Whether we get a book 7 out of him, I don't know. I hope we do. But if not, then I'm sure somebody will fill the gap. And hopefully, in the future, we get more Animorphs material. So that's the news. It's not big news, is it? It is news, but it's not like massive. Oh, we're getting a new book, or they're cancelling book 6 entirely and just throwing it in the rubbish bin. No, it's small news, and it may disappoint some, but we are still getting book 5 and 6 as graphic novels within the next 8, 7, however many months, up till March. We have got all the audiobooks now released, so if you like audiobooks, all the Animorphs books, with the exception of Alternamorphs, are up on Audible, and there's probably going to be sales bouncing around here or there. One just ended recently, and I'm expecting come November, is it Black Friday in November? I think it is. There'll be another sale then, and they get reduced to like $2. So go pick them up then if you haven't already. I've got most of them at this point, and I'm chugging my way through them. I'm currently listening to book 24. And I gotta admit, I like CC's Helmicron voices. She's a good voice actor, honestly. But that's that. Thank you very much for watching, and tune in for more Animorphs news when and where it arises. I shall see you again somewhere else in the Animorphs universe. Oh, that wasn't so much of a wink, was it? It was more of a sort of... Where am I? Right, cheerio.